and go. Hey guys, what's up? It's NihonTiger. Welcome back to Grid Autosport. We are staring down the Ultimate Endurance Championship as promised.
You've got an offer from Cusco Racing off the back
and
of last
of course,
season.
Go with
Looks
Cusco.
like one to consider.
So we've got 6 races, 2 cup races with the Mazda 787B. Let's go ahead and just accept it. Get going. And as always, we're gonna go ahead and just race this. I'm gonna qualify, but you're just gonna see the race part. And I hope these races aren't too long. I'd like them to be maybe like 10 minutes. I think that'd be fine. I hope. Fingers crossed. Uh, 12-minute race. Really? Really, game? You can do this to me?
I've asked your teammate to push for a higher position.
Come on. Let's make our move at the right moment. Right now, and... Okay. Alright. So I had to be a little bit aggressive there. I didn't want to cut and dry too much here, but I had to be a little bit aggressive because those Raven West guys are so much faster than me. I had to get out in front of them. So now I just have to play kind of keep away for the next, 11 minutes? Shouldn't be too difficult. Oh. Okay. He's still going to spin out, so that's great. I'll take that. And Neil Turner just passed me on the stretch here. I will take Raven West guy spinning out, though. Definitely take that. Aaron Wesley's in last place. Perfect. So now I just gotta kind of bide my time, wait for a good moment to pass Leo Turner. I could easily catch up. He was slower than me qualifying, so just gonna be careful, be patient, watch your tires. Now he's pulling away a lot. And that's kind of where I pull up. He gets a bit way in the first corner, and I catch him in the second. Alright, so... Gomez is in 3rd place. He's past Rick Scott. Excellent. And I need to pay more attention and not be so focused on the... this leaderboard there, because I almost ran myself right off the course. But I'll have another opportunity to pass in this first corner. Drafting. Go inside now. There we go. Nice and clean. He's going to try and go underneath me, but nope. I'm going to shut the door on him. Nicely done. And now we just run cautious, safe laps the entire time. Oh, he's going to try and pass me. Nope. I don't think so. I'll block a little bit. So my teammate's in 7th. That's not too bad, actually, for once. Good teammate, go. Just don't do anything stupid. You'll be fine. Go. Nice in that corner. That corner is really tough because the back end of my car is just trying to let loose in that corner. Pay attention. Yeah, not good. Yeah, he's gonna try and dive inside there, but I got him. Ooh, bad. That was bad. That was really bad. I should not have spun my tires like that. Look at him getting squirrely back there. That's good. These cars are such a handful. The Lolas. They are just trying to... Every time you try to make a turn, every time you brake, your back end just wants to rip out from underneath you and be like, nope, you're going into the wall. Nice smooth turn there. That's good. Luke Scott's catching back. Jimmy Estrada. Who are you?
Set the fastest lap
Nice.
this race.
Fast lap. Jimmy Estrada. Never heard of that guy before. I like his name though. It sounds like a wrestling name. Like, you know, you coming down the aisle from Texas, Jimmy Estrada. I mean, that's a good name right there, man. You could do a lot of different things. You could be a baseball player. You could be a pro wrestler. You could be a race car driver too. That's a good name to have. Good Spanish, Mexican, or I guess Hispanic probably would be a good way to describe it. Estrada is a Spanish last name. There's my back tire a little bit. It's fine. I do have Mr. Rick Scott on my bumper though. And that was not what I wanted to do. Man. Just play it cool, play it calm. Let him make the mistakes. He's going to try and go outside. He's fishtailing already. That's bad for his tires. That's really bad for his tires. Just keep him behind you. Don't worry about it. Go. Doing alright. He's trying to catch me, but he can't. Even though he does have the speed to catch me. He can't quite catch me yet. I'm a little bit worried going into this first corner. He might be able to get me. I'm going to lose fast lap. Yeah, Rick Scott's probably got a fast lap now. Just be careful, be smart, hug the inside line, make them go around the outside if they're going to try and pass you. That's the goal here. If I leave the door open on the inside, they'll take it and they'll take advantage of it, and I will be in so much trouble because I cannot catch Rick Scott speed-wise. He gets around.
I'm expecting a pickup in pace from Forge Motorsport going on their tyre wear rate.
Alright, that's fine. So basically I think Forge is kind of keeping good use of their tires. So they're probably going to be quicker coming up into this next section. Alright, he's... Oh! He tried to wreck me! Just watch the tires, be careful. So my goal was to try and do this in 2 episodes, and I still might try and do it in 2 episodes. There'll be longer episodes, perhaps, depending on the length of the races. This one's obviously 12 minutes, so there's a lot of fluff I might need to cut out. I don't know if I can cut out any fluff, that's the problem. It might be closer to 14-15 minutes. So we'll have to see if I do this in 2 or 3 episodes. But I certainly hope I can get this done in a reasonable manner. Go. Because I kind of want to be done with the series. And the sooner that happens, the happier I'll be. Not because the game is, by any stretch of the imagination, horrible. I mean, it does have its faults, but you know, you've been playing a game for 6 months, on and off again. Obviously, I've had some breaks because of the other series I've run, TFC, and various WMCs. Those are kind of sometimes getting in the way, but you just kind of get to a point where you're like, alright, I want this game to be over with. I want to be on to bigger and better racing games, and I thought, actually for a while, I thought I might just drop the game entirely. Because I know, for example, Kurt J. Mack, he dropped the game at about episode 40, and he only got to the first of the championship cups. You know, this is like his episode 40 was like the last of those races. So, oh. Damn it. Don't do that, Rick Scott. Cheap bastard. So I'll have to be a little more careful coming through here in the future because my tires are going to wear down. It's going to take longer to brake, and I'm going to have to brake sooner. I don't know if those guys are going to have to brake sooner. That's the problem. I'm not sure that the tire wear that they have is the same as mine. Because I've noticed that they don't seem to have the same issues that I have when my tires wear down. They seem to be able to hold to the road a little better. And my teammate's in 8th, which I guess means that Aaron Wesley has run his way back up through the field already. See I'm definitely taking a little bit longer to brake, so have about a lap to go. I think we can do this. Just gotta be careful of Rick Scott. That's all we gotta be careful of. We do have the one flashback in our back pocket, just in case we need it. So take your time, don't worry. It's a time race, it's not a race where you have to complete a certain number of laps, so I could, if I wanted to, take up the remaining amount of time on here. I think I just might get passed by everybody else in the field. Oh, okay. My tires just went sideways there. That was not very good. Come on. Choke up a little bit there. Get off that. Stay on the grass. Back tires want to go. They want to wipe out. Nope, no. Damn it. Look, Scott, I hope you get past. I hope you get past. That would be perfect. If you get past, he's having to fight for a position now, though. That's good. I can already feel it. I can really feel the back tires have gone off, and they've gone off really badly. So now I'm just kind of having to fight this car around the corners. It wants to do that. That's fine. I'm going to be okay. I think I'm going to be okay. This is going to be a really slow lap, but I think I'm going to be okay. As long as I get this turn right, I'm going to brake at 175 instead. Go. A bit slower of a lap. They had to go around the outside. So just have to make it through this corner. Just seconds ago I heard that, man. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Go, Gomez. 1. We got it. Nice.
Your event rival will be replaying that over and over.
First
Great
place.
win. We're currently leading this championship.
Yes. Oh, Aaron Wesley was actually 10th. Interesting. My teammate did all right. Good job, Jackson Wilson. Good job. Let's see. Yeah, Jimmy Estrada is from Cuba. I think it's a Cuban flag, isn't it? Go. Cusco, first place. Nice. And we got a bunch of bonus points. Alright. So, we are starting in P1. Had a great qualifying lap. 1:55.13. Over second faster than everybody else. And Green West guy's gonna try and dive underneath me. So I'm getting back in this corner. There you go. I don't like to bump people. No, I don't like to do that, but when the game decides it's gonna kinda push you around a little bit, you gotta push back. mean, I'm not gonna wreck anybody, but I'm trying to do this clean as I can at least. So hopefully that'll be the last time I can bump anybody at all.
I've asked your teammate to push for
go
a
for
high
it.
position.
So, come on, back to this big old hairpin. And I know I'm making up a lot of time. Kind of this back section of the track is where I'm making up most of my time. Don't have to be too aggressive though, so I can kind of not race my qualifying line if I don't need to. So my qualifying line is a very, very aggressive, very fast line. Yeah, I don't need to do that. That was alright. Made it through there without much problem. Brake. Come down here. And then we'll have a good lap. It's going to be a slow first lap. Almost about the 2-minute range. 58.81. Just want to make sure we brake for this hard right corner. And then got a slight bit of braking here. Oh, went off. Almost. Kind of our quadruple apex corner right here, and that's based on the one at Turneda Istanbul Park, not Istanbul. My mind's saying one thing in my mouth's like trying to say something else. But got this big long straight after the stadium section, kind of the knife edge, if you would picture this course as a giant knife. You know, I heard somebody say this once before, but they've told me that the best tracks to race on in the world are the ones that are shaped like guns and knives. So like Spa, Monza, obviously Circuit of the Americas. You know, they all have. Oh, that was bad. But they all have that kind of that same shape, where it's like the shape of a gun. A lot of quick, fast corners that you progress through, followed by some long straights, some sharp hairpin bends. But the tracks that really let you get up to speed are those kind of tracks. And I guess you could say Monaco perhaps is shaped like a weird gun. It's not a very good track to race on. It's mostly still around because of nostalgia and the spectacle of it all, but it's a very, very bad track as far as passing goes. You don't really get much passing at Monaco. Most of the positions gained are through accidents and attrition and things of that nature. We're doing all right with our tires too. Sliding here and there, but for the most part we're kind of keeping it real, keeping it rather stable. Nice smooth handling. Still keeping a nice gap on the Ravenless guys. Oh, a little bit of smoke there. There we go. Nice and smooth, getting on this big main stretch. And this is where the Ravenless guys really should be able to catch me, because they have faster cars. And my teammate's in 10th. Whoa! My teammate is actually doing things. How about that? Good job, Jackson. I think it's... yeah, Jackson is his name. Good job, Jackson.
Your teammate is mid-pack, and you're 15 seconds ahead of them.
Wow, I'm 15 seconds ahead. That's pretty good. Let's just keep it on the pavements. There goes our first tires. The back tires, of course. I'm going to wear down a little bit quicker than the front tires, since these are rear-wheel drive vehicles. That's where most of the power is being applied, is in the back. And oh crap, I didn't realize that I was actually slowing down enough to let the Raven West guy catch up to me. Is that Wesley? Yeah, it's Wesley, okay. But he has indeed caught up to me. This has been a hell of a lap. I kind of want to go back and see where he caught up to me at. So we're halfway through. After 3 laps. So expect about 6 laps. Probably as the tires wear down. We won't get to a full 6 laps, I bet. It seems like I do have company now, so I have to be a little bit more careful in how wide I'm taking these corners. If I'm taking them too wide, I can leave the door open and leave a spot for Aaron Wesley to come on down here and pass me. So I've got to hug the apex of these corners as best I can and not do that. That's kind of crummy. Don't spin the tires. No smoke. Again, I'm pulling away a little bit here. He's keeping up with me. So break around 150. Turn in. And just keep doing that. That's all we really gotta do. So this should be where I'm pulling away.
That was a nasty crash. They're going to find it difficult to recover from that.
Who crashed? Got a little bit of gap now. Kind of losing it here. There we go. Take that nice and tight. Now get me a little bit more of a gap. That's good. That first turn really just comes up on you so quick when you're running this reverse. It's just like, you know, you don't see it, and then all of a sudden it's there, and you gotta be sure to brake. This track was definitely not meant to be run backwards. Back into the stadium section. Tires are holding out alright. There we go. Nice and smooth, cornering, nice and easy. Don't take too much time of doing this. Don't really want to wear my tires down before I get to the last lap. Which this upcoming lap might be the last one. I notice I'm running a bit slower. Probably closer to the 2-minute range now.
Only a quarter of the race left.
Yep. Quarter of the race left to run. We got 3 minutes to go. So I probably will have time for one more lap. So tires should be good to go. Should not be an issue. I don't think I'm going to lose all of my grip in the last lap. And if I do, this game sucks. It's cheating. Tried to lose it there. Now he's going to catch up to me because these are faster corners. I should be taking it a lot faster. I don't know how I'm holding onto this car right now. I guess maybe I'm just lucky enough. I think maybe the Raven West guys have a little bit worse tire situation than I do. Yeah, I think Lucas Schmidt is trying to catch up to Aaron Wesley. So yeah, we got 2 minutes to go. This will be the last full lap. And I think we might have a few seconds left over. I don't know. I just ran a 1:58, so I probably could if I wanted to run off the last few seconds, but it would bring the rest of the field back up to me, and I don't know how comfortable I feel about that. I probably don't want to do that. I probably would rather have to start on one more lap than try and stall for time. Just one more time for this section, and I'm going to go to my tires. A little bit squealy there. There we go. Nice and smooth. rubber burnout. And yeah, the K&N guy, Lucas Schmidt, is catching up to Aaron Wesley there. Seems like the Raven West guys been rubbing off a bit too much of their tire. I mean, they look like they've dropped really far back. I kind of wonder if Rick Scott's going to get past too, maybe. This one is nice and smooth, nice and easy. Maybe they won't get past, but they'll get at least threatened for the race position. Alright, so 30 seconds to go. We got this in the bag. As long as we don't do anything stupid. We haven't even used a flashback this entire race. That's pretty cool. It's been a while since we've done that. There we go. So we'll have a little bit of time left. We have 6 seconds, 1:59, 2-minute lap. We'll just have to brake for this corner. And that will do it. Another first place. Excellent.
Great win.
Whew.
First place, you were unstoppable out
And
there.
teammate Jackson Wilson, ninth place. Not bad. There we go. We're still in first. I don't imagine we'll hold on to that for very long. Alright, so this is the Cup race. This is the special Cup race. The Mazda 787B is what I'm driving. It's a car from 1990-1991. It's an endurance prototype, specifically built by Mazda to compete in like the IMSA and oh, that was bad. I mistimed that pretty badly. It was specifically built to compete in some of the endurance racing championships that were of its time in heyday. And it wasn't really a fast car. It was a rather slower car compared to, you know, some of the other cars that it was up against in its class, like Mercedes-Benz's and the Jaguars that were out there racing. But what it did have, and the thing that really helped it out, was it was reliable. It was a really reliable car. It was a car that didn't suffer from a lot of DNFs, didn't suffer from a lot of failures as far as, you know, engines and suspension, all kinds of these other things went. And that actually helped it to win the, I think it was the 1991 24 Hours of Le Mans. I think this was the winner. It's the only time, I know this for a fact, it's the only time that a Japanese manufacturer has ever won in 24 hours. And to be honest, it's not really hard nowadays because most of them haven't really contested the 24 hours in a very long while. Toyota is contesting it again, but for the most part it's been mostly European nameplates, you know, the Jaguars, the Mercedes, Audis, that have been really contesting 24-hour races in recent years. Oh, I hit that guy. Sorry. Oh, I hit him again. Damn it. Alright, so I'm just gonna catch Tone Sato.
Set the fastest lap this race.
Is that an actual name or is that a typo? It's supposed to be Tom. Oh. Sorry, I don't want to hit him. Okay, but now I can just kind of go nuts. Man, that engine! Listen to that engine whine. Listen to how high pitched it is. It's just like. It's like, it doesn't have that very deep, bassy sound, you know. It just is really high pitched whine. Maybe it's just because of the engines were different back in the engine regulations and stuff were different back in the day. And that probably would explain a lot of it. It kind of sounds like an old, it does sound like an old Formula 1 car a little bit. Maybe a little bit lower pitched than some of those were, but definitely a lot higher pitched than a lot of the cars today are. Yeah, you can see from the shape, I didn't quite have as much in the way of, you know, all these fancy little winglets and whatnot. Back in the day, the prototype cars were more kind of a giant wedge shape was really what you saw more. Wedge shape with like a bubble in it for the cockpit. That was considered to be not only safe, but very aerodynamic and very fast. And then as time went on, they tried to, you know, increase downforce, reduce weight, and if you can increase the downforce on your engine, you don't have to worry so much about having, you know, a very powerful engine, because you can corner faster, and that kind of helps even if you're slower in the straights. And plus, it's just not very prudent to have engines that are very high power, but they don't really have fuel mileage. So again, that kind of goes back to that reliability. You know, how far can you go on a single tank of gas? You can have a car that goes 150 miles an hour, but it gets 10 miles a gallon, and it will still lose to a car that goes 75 miles an hour at most, but it gets, you know, 100 miles to the gallon, because you're going to have to stop and refuel, you know, and change tires and everything. So it's always much more prudent to be able to get out there and race more laps and actually race longer and get more time on the track than to just be able to go really fast for like 3 laps and then your car falls off because you have to go either into fuel mode, tires go away, or you lose the downforce somehow, weight changes or tire degradation or whatever the case may be. This is actually a really odd track. It's just a small section of the Hockenheim ring. You kind of go through the stadium section every time, which is fine and dandy. Of course you're going to go through it because there's no way to get to the start-finish line if you don't. But it's just like half the course and then it just cuts off and you go through a little chicane and you're on the backstretch into the stadium section. It goes by really quickly. I really don't know if the cars would actually be able to handle this. And holy crap, I am really just pulling out a nice lead here. I'm just talking about this car. I'm talking about changes in regulations and how they've changed, you know, how this car is designed. I mean, if you go back and look at the old, you know, Formula 1 cars from the 60s, and you take a look at the ones from the 70s and the 80s, you can see how they changed. The ones in the 60s were just like almost more like a Caterham is nowadays, where it's basically just this, you know, cigar-shaped body and engines in the back. And the Indy car was like this too. You know, somebody comes along and innovates something that's within the rules, but you know, gives them an advantage, and soon enough, everybody's like, "Oh, I gotta do that too." And so you have people moving from front engine machines to rear engine machines. You have people trying out different engine types. You have the introduction of the front and rear wings to add downforce, which allowed cars to go faster, allowed the corner faster too. And then you start to have these things work their way into regulation. And over time, everything does start to look the same, but there's still room for innovation. We still don't have, you know, a precise idea of, you know, this is the perfect car and you can't build anything faster and you can't improve upon this. You know, it's the perfect race car, but you know, we're still doing stuff. We're still coming up with ideas. Not all of them are technically legal under your racing regulations, depending on what's. I spun them out. Didn't want to do that. But depending on what kind of series you're racing in, you may have different regulations. A lot of them have moved to kind of more uniform regulations where everybody's cars are similar, or in some cases they are the same, aerodynamic-wise. I know NASCAR obviously has kind of got a little bit of. They were for a while there. They were actually with the car tomorrow in its first iteration. They were all actually pretty much identical except for the engines and the look on the outside, the stickers on the outside. And in case you're wondering why why NASCAR doesn't race with headlights and why the windshields aren't made of glass. It's just because of the speed. It's a speed issue with the fact that oval racing is that much faster than, say, if you're racing in a GT class, or if you're racing in like V8 supercars in Australia or something like that. A lot of those guys, they do have headlights, and of course they have races that go into the nighttime, they go into the dark. So they have to have headlights, especially if they have like a 24 hours of Daytona or a Le Mans type of thing. You can't run around there in the middle of the night without headlights. It's just stupid. But the reason that in NASCAR they've moved on to more durable, materials for windshields. We don't have headlights. It's just that's just too much glass to be dealing with at 200 miles an hour. Because that's the average speed at a lot of these places, especially at like a Daytona. At Daytona it's over 200. A lot of places it's over 150, and it's not over 150, in one section of the track like it might be in, say, a V8 supercar race. It's over 150 throughout most of the track. Even in some of the corners sometimes. You get tracks like Michigan, you go through the corner at 160 miles an hour. You don't want to have a windshield shatter on you at that speed. You don't want to run over someone's broken tail light at that speed. It's just too much, I guess probably just too much safety to worry about. Trying to make it look authentic like that. So that's kind of the deal with that, I think. I think it's not worth the hassle. And plus, it adds additional weight that, if you're an engineer and you don't need headlights, why would you put them in your car? I mean, most NASCAR races have to either A, during the day, or B, under lights at nighttime. So, you don't need to worry about that. And I think the same reason is, of course, for why they don't have rain tires either. It's just because most of the races are on ovals, and oval racing in the rain is fairly dangerous because of the fact that your speed is what is keeping you kind of glued to the track. And if you're going slower, now you can go slower in like caution or something, but if you're going slower through a high banked corner, it's not always the best, probably, especially since the rain tires don't 100% prevent against having your tires slip out from underneath you and then you go careening into the wall, so you don't want to deal with that. But the other thing too is that they only race 2 road course races a year at Sonoma and Watkins Glen, so it doesn't really make much sense to invest a bunch of money in rain tires. Though they have tried them out in the Nationwide series, and I think they work pretty well. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to call it that anymore because they changed it. It's the Xfinity series sponsored by Comcast. That is just a terrible name. But hey, that's what you get. Anyways, I've probably talked enough about the win this Cup race. So there we go. 2, 1, and yes. Oh, I wanted to spin out. I just did that too late.
What a win! You're taking home the
cup. We're almost at level 9. So close.